Hello. Let's continue Pillars from yesterday, where we may have played a couple hours too much, like 9.5 hours. Also, I forgot to locally record the whole damn thing, so I need to cut it from Twitch, which sucks balls. I guess we'll have to live with that. It's gonna be a bit lower quality for YouTube than local recording, but otherwise it will be just the same, more or less. It's just annoying extra work for me. That's fine. Check something quickly. Yep, looks fine. So let's just jump in and continue what we were doing yesterday. So we found the leaden key and got some pointers where to go from there next, which are kind of cryptic messages, but I guess we'll figure out. And we also got the quest to go down into the Searing Gorge, I think it was, where the drakes were. So that's probably somewhere where we go today. And then there's some kind of mess going on in the Heritage Hill with people eating each other and killing each other and generally going all tits up. So we'll go there and figure out what's going on. If the game actually loads, we'll see. There we go. And we
I'm ready.
got the Paladin now. So Polygina is now party member. I actually haven't tried her yet in combat, but we'll see. She's a godlike, and I'm actually interested to see what the godlike are actually. What the hell they are actually. So I wonder if there is a journal entry. And there's my bio and my visions. But is there like a bestiary for godlikes? It's not really bestiary, but lore. Not really. Let me actually Google godlike and let's see what the actual lore for the godlikes is, because I'm actually quite interested. Godlike. Hey Puffer, how's it going? The godlike are children of the key to civilized races who have been blessed with the physical aspects associated with the gods, though some do not consider it a blessing. These aspects may take many forms and often come with mystical powers. Aberrant head shapes are typical, and godlike are unable to wear protective headgear, as it is nearly impossible to find anything that fits. Because of their unusual nature and their inability to reproduce, godlike are often viewed with fear and wonder. Let's see. As far as anyone can tell, godlike can be born to any race in any part of Eora. They are children of humanoids, most often humans who have been blessed before birth or cursed, depending on personal or social view, with the physical manifestation of a divine spark granted by the gods. Godlike manifest their divine heritage in various ways: wings, horns, strange birthmarks, talons, odd eyes. They always manifest it somehow. Though their appearance may vary, there is something unmistakably otherworldly about them. Godlike are viewed differently by the various factions, fates, and cultures of the world. Sometimes the reaction they get is overwhelmingly positive. Many times the reaction is overwhelmingly not. Godlikes cannot reproduce, and that's the reason why marriage is difficult for godlike in many areas. Because most societies consider marriage to exist for the purpose of raising children. In Valiant Republics, godlike are legally considered to be without sex or gender, regardless of how they appear or self-identify. Legal constructs that explicitly name favorably or unfavorably sexes or genders can cause problems for them. Not too many spoilers or anything in this info bit at least, but I have a feeling the godlike
Hey.
are part of the Hollowborn thing, actually. Because there's the Hollowborn thing that people, children are born without souls, and then you have the what were they called? They were Victs. These children who have turned feral, and Animancer has put animal souls and other souls into these children to try to nurture them to have a soul. So, my thinking on the godlike is that they transplanted the soul already in the children before they were born, and they developed some of the like animal, avian godlike features like feathers and stuff. And then there's the fire and other ones. They also had some kind of soul in there that caused the other features on them. So we're done with the embassy. Let's go check the Ducal Palace once more. I may have enough reputation now. Yeah, maybe not. I'm a troublemaker, so I need to make some more reputation for myself in this area before we can do anything. Let's go check the Onra's Gift and Brackenbury, and then we'll head to Searing Falls, Bearwood Bluff, and other places, I guess. There's also the Heritage Hill we need to do. I wanna do these areas before we go to the Heritage Hill, though. Let's start with Onra's Gift now. You call small people Wicht in German. Interesting. Yeah, the Wicht in this game are basically children who were born without souls and they were implanted with basically animal souls. Because they thought that the animal soul would turn into a real soul when the person takes over it, but it didn't really happen. They turned into these feral, animalistic, or bestial monstrosities. What are you? Let's go check the Oda's house. And the other areas around here as well. Oh, there's Oda. Are you here about my boy? The one looks like she hasn't slept in days. Her hair is a rat's nest of tangles, and her eyes are lined with shadows. She casts an anxious glance at the door. Her eyes widen, somewhere between hope and apprehension. Are you here about Darren? Calm down and start at the beginning. It's my son. His father, Wade, took him fishing 2 days ago, and I haven't seen them since. The neighbors are no help, and the city watch hardly bothers with the gift these days. I'd be out on the docks and looking myself, but I can't leave the baby. Her eyes wander to a grip, and she lowers her voice. I don't dare take a Hollowborn out, what with violence near the brothel. You have a Hollowborn, baby? The answer is etched plainly on her face. Waidwen's legacy is as potent in Defiance Bay as anywhere. People are scared, and they are looking for someone to blame, whether it's those women at the brothel or the families of these poor babies. Might be nice if a god or two stepped in and set people straight, but maybe that's just me. She sighs and watches the motionless cradle. I don't approve of what goes on at the mayor's place, but these attacks won't earn us the god's favor, and it's only made it harder to earn living. Tell me more about their appearances. What do you want to know? Disappearance. Tell me about Darren. The ghost of a smile flickers across her lips. He's a brave lad, if a little too bold for his own good. But he's always been a dutiful son and gentle brother. He's got dark hair, quick eyes, and a ready smile. When you find him, you'll recognize him in a heartbeat. I'm sure of it. Tell me about Wade. She scolds and brushes a greasy strand of hair from her face. Sometimes I don't know whether to rejoice or rue that he comes home as often as she does. He spends most of his time and all of our money drinking at the brothel. Has ever since Herge's return to the Silent Cradle. Where did you see them last? Wade was taking Darren fishing at the docks. That was 2 days ago. I have no more questions. I'll be back if I find anything. Oda closes her tired eyes, likely for the first time in 2 days. I don't know how to thank you. I don't have much to spare these days, but Ondra bless you for anything you can do.
I shall be discreet.
A quiet, motionless shape is swaddled beneath filthy rags and moth-eaten towels. I was thinking about the game yesterday, and kind of thought that I've not yet encountered a questline or story in this game that's actually had like a happy ending or been happy in any way. It's just sadness and depression pretty much everywhere. Let's go to Salty Mast. That's the brothel. Actually, let's go there last. I'm gonna go and check the lighthouse first. Hey, Knight. Is it a comparison, Knight Basilisk? Between those? That's nice, Knight. It's apparently also very buggy and not working on a lot of people's computers. Like some graphics card that should really be able to support the game. Ingvitan Scepter base? This looks like a base of a scepter. It seems to have broken cleanly from the section above it. Oh. Yoink. It seemed pretty okay, what I was watching some streams earlier today night. Oh crap. Animat? Just in the middle of water there. Oh hell! Whoa, hello.
Que?
Hmm?
I'm ready.
Need something? Well?
How may I help?
Suddenly, Adra Animat. Holy crap.
I'm ready.
Where did you guys come from?
Hey.
I'm ready.
We got the Paladin last night. Night Basilisk. Palagina.
Well? Yeah? What?
How may I help?
Got some new spells as well. Let's do a fireball. I think that might be a good idea.
What is it? What is it?
Goddamn Animat is after me.
I?
Ah, the blight.
Hey,
Moe. Anna.
how may I help?
I seriously didn't expect
Tell me.
to find these in here.
Curses! What? This thing isn't doing the job. Curse your eyes! Curse your eyes!
Evil dog is multiplying.
Project Ayek!
Damn.
Huh?
Ingvitan shields. Oh. Ingvitans are legendary for their architecture and magical abilities, but their metal craft leaves much to be desired. This bronze shield is beautiful, but heavy and slow. Some primal water. Shattered animate armor. This Adra armor has cracked and shattered into fragments. You can barely see the original shape of the armor. Oh, scrap those. And then put them in my inventory place.
Hey,
Oh,
Be cautious. Be constant.
of course.
Ingvitan scepter spike. Why is there a lot of Ingvitan crap just in the middle of here? Oh well, it's probably the sunken boat. Oh. How about that? Did I go here yet? No. What is that? People talking to me on Steam. A memory of something.
I see something.
And loot. A young boy's corpse lies at your feet. Oh, it's Derin. Half covered in dirt and seaweed. His hands are stiffened around the dagger. A soul lingers nearby, something confused and lost in the seaside fog. Reach toward the soul. As you reach for the soul, it lashes out. Glowing mist strikes at the air around you. The soul cannot touch you, but you feel it burn with feeble, uncontrolled rage. Calm down and show me what happened. The soul flickers. It ripples toward you timidly at first. As it swirls around you, you experience wonder, fear, and the joy of running between the ships at noon. With a jolt, it pulls you into the streets around the salty mast. Women with the painted faces weave between men stumbling in and out of the lamplight. Father has gone in for a drink, just like always. He said he would only be a few minutes, but it's been hours. The man guarding the door only laughed when you tried to explain this. There's always a back door. In an alley, two men have cornered a woman. Her cheeks are streaked with tears. She's backed against the wall and looking away. They are inching closer. You step forward. The men barely acknowledge you, but the woman looks at you in a plea in her eyes. A plea in her eyes. You've seen that look in abused strays in your hollowborn sister. That time father took her from her splintering cradle and to the filled water basin. You were brave that day. A knife is in the dog's belt. It is in your hands, and now it is in his thigh. You are small and fast, but not fast enough. Fingers bite into your arm, and a muddy boot sails toward your face. Then everything is mulched by cold, brackish water. The soul retreats from you. It pulses with a question. You did a brave thing. The gods will reward you in the next life. Darren's soul absorbs his thought and ebbs in the ocean midst around the dog. As you regain awareness of what's happening around you, you realize that your head is in Polygina's feathered hands. Her golden eyes are peering into your own, as though she is trying to catch a glimpse of activity lurking in the depths. As she sees your eyes respond, she wobbles your head a little and gives you a light slap. Letting go and stepping back, she regards you with concern. Everything going all right in there? A young boy's corpse lies at your feet, half covered in dirt and seaweed. That's the one. Let's grab the dagger. The boy's small hands are rigid in death, but you pry the dagger free. It looks too large and too expensive to have belonged to him. A letter B is carved into the pommel. Oh, that's my dagger. Bell's dagger. And we got some loot here as well. Arquebus.
Keeping an eye out.
So what is the scepter thing we got? It's a quest item. This looks like a top portion of the scepter. There's a short spiral spike at one end for attaching the finial. That's the base, and this is the top portion. So can I combine these somehow? I have no idea why I found those. I mean, I went looking, just exploring, but there's full a reason to get those. Oh, I think there might be more.
Be cautious. Be
Uh-oh.
constant.
How may I help? I shall.
Oh, you can't use that out of combat? Well, that's exposed.
Hmm?
Tell me. I'm ready.
Hmm?
Yes.
Hey, old Dunscan, how's it going?
Aye?
Ready. Sock.
Be careful with the lightning bolts. You might hit someone randomly back there.
Yeah?
Yes? Hmm?
Que?
Curse your eyes! Curse your eyes!
Yeah, not too many people yet. I think everyone might be playing GTA 5 or watching.
Leave it to me! You're not getting through me.
I like these water blights. They don't explode, which is nice. Also, that is probably the most focus I've ever seen on my guy. Okay, that's the most. 90.
All right then.
More of the gym. Some junk. Re-download. Oof. That's gonna be fun. And here's the shaft. So I have all 3 pieces of the scepter now, I think. It's only a small download, Halfdan. You'll get it in a couple weeks. Actually forgot to drag this up. There. It's on like 60 gigabytes or something. Stuck this guy. An old man paces the dock and looks out over the water. He's fussing over something large and round, which he constantly shifts from one hand to other. You're not certain whether his wide-eyed, cape-mouthed expression marks surprise or fear. It seems he isn't either. You don't look like a guard. He examines you and your equipment more closely. Say, you wouldn't be interested in making some coppers, would you? He shows you the object in his hand. It's a large round opal with Engwitan runes carved into it. It glistens with his sweat. See the ship that went down over there? I've been looking for someone to help me recover some missing cargo. Ouch. Ouch, Halfdan. Tell me more about this missing cargo. He licks his lips. We started in Coldmoor and were making our way down the river, loading and unloading as we went. Business as usual. What exactly happened? He mushes the opal in a clammy palm. When we reached Einar's Rest, we may have agreed to take on a few crates of from some place called Gliabandrilag. A couple of the lads snuck a peek at the cargo, saw suits of armor and a broken scepter. He shrugs. Don't know why anyone would want a broken anything, but these animanzers will buy dirty stockings if you say they came from the ruins. Hey Klaus, how's it going? Hirabius blinks 3 times, his face twitching more each time. So aiding and abetting in looting the Engwitan's treasures, the real crime is that I'm not allowed to tear his lungs out through his navel. He closes his hand around the opal with a white knuckle grip. We were almost to Defiance Bay when the screaming started. I've seen my share of barroom brawls, but this sounded different. I was topside with the captain, but he and the first mate went below decks to see what all the commotion was about. When they didn't come back, I looked into the hold. He shudders. I saw one of those suits of armor walking around all by itself. It was covered in blood. When it saw me, it started running for the hatch. Then I closed it. He squeezes his eyes shut. PC version was released today, Klaus. You should have perished with the rest of the ship, you pathetic old dog. Imalt covers his face with his hands. What choice did I have? I couldn't fight them by myself. He rolls the stone between his hands. I'm just a deckhand, but I was the only one left. I pulled the ship as best as I could, but I hit the rocks as we were passing Brackenburg. I barely made it to the Ondra's gift before I had to jump overboard and swim for the docks. I had given up on the cargo, not to mention the payday, when one of the lads pulled this up in his nets. He shows you the opal again. It's part of that scepter. From what I recall, there were 3 other pieces, and I would bet you anything they are somewhere in the shallows too. If anyone could find them, there would be a profit to follow. I'm not really keen on giving him the pieces. I want to get the scepter myself. I think I'll kill this guy and just steal the opal. I've already found the missing pieces. His bristled eyebrows rise to a peak. You mean you got past those armored monsters? I don't know how. He shakes his head. Listen, if you're willing, I'll give you this last piece. Thank you. He holds up the opal and the name of someone who'll buy it. All I want is 200 pounds to get for getting the cargo here. Sounds fair? I don't want any negative. Here's your monies. He accepts your money and gives you the opal. It's still warm from his hands. You'll want to go to the Brackenbury Sanitary and find Nance. She'll know more about this artifact, and I know for a fact she bought them from our crew before. Anything else you need? How's business? He's speaking into the water. I'll be glad to sail with captains who are more careful about their cargo from now on. I don't give a worm's wings about Duke's trafficking laws, but I'm too old to fight ancient horrors. He takes a deep breath of salty air. I just want to enjoy my twilight years doing an honest day's work. Tell me about Ondra's gift. He scratches his sunborn burned scalp. We have got docks, fishing and steady ship traffic. All this. He waves at the listing shanties crowded against one another. This sprang up around the docks. It's the poorest district in Defiance Bay, but one of the liveliest. He grins, and for lively, nothing beats the salty mast. You'd do better to ask younger man than me if you want to know about that place. He nods towards large round building to the east. Immortal doesn't sound like a Durwooden name. That's because it isn't. I'm from the Ixamiddle Plains, broad savanna north of the Durwood. Not so different from the ocean in a way. There are places where you can stand and turn a full circle and you see nothing but winds making waves in the grass. He watches the surf lapping against the wrecked boat. But at moments like this, I wonder what business a plainsman like me had taking to the water. Well, can I combine this myself? Runic Engwitan Relic. So we need to go to the sanitarium as well, it seems. We went to this house, I think. I need to go tell the lady again that his son is dead. Now hiring builders, no experience needed.
Good day, stranger.
Nia, as you approach, she eagerly turns to you. You interested in doing some construction work? Her clothes are simple but nicer than most you've seen in Ondra's gift. Pays good money. I take you are having trouble finding workers. Workers who aren't superstitious cowards anyways. She shakes her head. I offer a good going, but as soon as I tell them about the job, they say an oath to the Lady of the Lament and spit over the dog. They all think the lighthouse is haunted, ever since the floods of Ondra's Gift. Ondra's Gift was flooded? Back at the end of the War of Defiance, it was one of the finishing blows to the Aedron military. Cost us a lot though. The whole district was supposed to be evacuated, but not everyone left in time. The Aedrons put anyone they found to the sword. The lucky ones who escaped slaughtered drowned hours later when Hydrat's forces broke the dams. Locals say the lighthouse keeper was one of the people who stayed behind, and one of the last to die. She shrugs. I don't know why that makes the lighthouse any more haunted than the rest of this gift, but there you have it. That won't stop me. Good. About time someone put an end to this foolishness. She rummages in her pocket and pulls out a skeleton key. As she hands it to you, she hesitates. Just be careful. Not that I believe the ghost stories, but it is an old building, so watch your step. I have some questions. Do you know what might be inside the lighthouse? If only. Nia shrugs. It's been uninhabited uninhabited since they flooded Ondra's gift. What are you building? An inn, allegedly. She brushes a single loose strand of hair bun behind her ear. The gift needs a spot with a little more class than Salty Mast. This district has been in the dumps since the War of the Defiance. It seemed ready for some fresh development. So imagine my excitement when I find this place. 3 floors tall and right on the water, for sale at a reasonable price. The seller suggested that there were other interested buyers, so I closed the deal before I had taken time to really look into it. Stupid. She shakes her head. Being from New Hamar, I knew about the floods, but I didn't know about the superstitions surrounding the lighthouse, and the seller was long gone by the time I found out. At this point, it will be a miracle from Lady of Lament herself if I make my investment back. Tell me about the flooding of Ondra's gift. Hadrian ordered it near the end of the War of Defiance. It was one of the finishing blows to the Adrian military. Cost us a lot though. That's the same discussion. You're not from Defiance Bay, are you? She laughs bitterly. What gave it away? The accent or the fact that I was a dupe who paid a good coin for this place? I'm from New Hiamar on the northern coast. It's smaller than Defiance Bay, so I came here hoping for some fresh opportunities, and maybe the chance to do a little good in this neighborhood. The Wailing Banshee? Oh, that sounds promising.
My blood beating in all the right places.
What? Damn Durans. There's apparently some really funny dialogue from Durans at the Salty Mast. Maracino. This young lanky sailor is wrinkling his cap anxiously, sweat beading on his furrowed brow. His eyes widen as you approach, and he takes a few steps forward.
Welcome.
If you have a moment, you're not from around here, right? You don't look like you're from the docks. He looks around nervously. I could use your help. What's the problem? Oh, thank you. They weren't lying, saying you're a kind-hearted sort. He runs a hand through his hair nervously. It's the captain, or rather, not the captain himself, but his chest. His sea chest. He keeps all his valuables in there, tucked away safe. I was unloading it with the rest of the things, what with us staying in the port a couple days, and he coughs. I may have gotten a little distracted. Maracino nods towards the building nearby. I wasn't gone long, just an hour at the Salty Mast. When I got back, the chest was gone. He sets a pleading look on you. It really hasn't been that long. Whoever took it can't be too far. But the shift's changed and I'm on a watch. I can sneak off to look for it, and the captain will kill me if he hears of it. I'll get strung up on the yard arm. Please, if you could get it back for me, I swear by the flame, I'll make it worth your while. You can have my pay. I won't be spending it if Captain Fortanero finds out anyway. Any ideas where the thieves might have taken the chest? Well, the chest itself is pretty heavy. Nobody I've asked has seen it getting carried around either. I figured they must have snuck it off somewhere nearby, just out of sight. They can't have gone far. There's a pretty good lock on it too, so I'm hoping they haven't gotten it open. Unless they have an axe. Unless they take an axe to it, I suppose. Oh god, he takes a breath. If they've got it open, I'm really done for. What makes you think I'm not from around here? Gut feeling. The sailor winks weakly. I really could use your help though. You're a sailor? Yes, sir. I signed on about half a year back. The pay's decent, and the sight of the sun coming up over the sea, I wouldn't give that up for anything. He sighs. I just wish I'd asked around about the captain first.
Where there's a pick, there's a way.
He's not very good guard. I just stole the stuff from one of their boxes.
A blade in the dark.
So I'm guessing it's in one of these houses here. Or in the lighthouse. Let's check this house here. Not in here. It's bound to be in one of these. Or in the lighthouse. Although no one saw them, so it's probably in the lighthouse. Let me go here quickly. Tell the lady that her son is dead. He's dead. Did you expect anything different? You may want to sit down. Darren won't be coming back. Oda's mouth falls open, and she stares back in shock. My boy's dead? That can't be. What happened? Darren was defending one of the prostitutes from a couple of thugs. He was very brave, and you should be proud. She sobs and quickly brings a hand to her mouth. Her eyes are bright with tears. Gods, how could this make it any better? I would never have let my boy die for one of those women. And yet, she chokes into her sleeve. I can only pray the gods will be kinder to him in the next life. Maybe there is hope for one of my children. After several seconds, she closes her eyes and swallows. I suppose it's better to know the truth than keep wondering. Thank you, at least, for bringing me the answers. Here, take this. I had been saving several keepsakes from Darren one day. But he won't need them now. And I doubt I'll have another child to pass them on. Fine dagger. Yay. And a ring of protection. What is the building stuff for, by the way? What do you mean, Halfdansken? So we have Salty Mast and then the lighthouse, and we need to find the stolen box. You can pay for buildings or whatever. Oh, it's your stronghold, Halfdansken. You have your own home base where you can construct new things.
A touch of Margaren's fire should settle
Good day to you.
spirits here.
Let's go to the lighthouse. You get some money and you have prestige and stuff in the stronghold. It also contains a dungeon where I need to go.
Slowly now.
It's a pretty big lighthouse.
That's settled.
Crested hat. New pimp hat for me. I look like a Norwegian sailor now. With that hat. I like my... Holy... Hello. Well done.
Huh?
Okay.
Que?
Well,
How may I help?
Didn't even sleep. Ugh.
what?
Well, this is gonna be fun.
Need something?
We are so gonna die.
I'm ready.
Hey,
I'm ready.
Ready.
What a nasty surprise.
Well,
how may I help?
Well, I have my own shades.
I'm ready.
what? Well,
I'm ready.
Need something?
Aye?
Really helps when you have additional stuff. I need to get rid of the shades because they are summoning
what is it?
more monsters.
Que?
How may I help?
Ready.
Oh, fire damage was like epic against these guys if I remember correct.
Aye?
Let me try again. Curses! I'm blinder than a wolf. Need something?
Lava will be unseated.
So many monsters.
Need something?
I'm ready.
Aye? Hey,
There we go. Have some smack in the head. You too.
What?
Ready.
lava will be unseated.
Well,
Aye? Lava will be unseated.
Deadly balls of fire rolling through the neighborhood.
Tell me.
Where are you, Palagina? You're there. Can you smack? Oh, he's in a. He's. Oh, she's stuck
Need
in the middle
something?
of everything here.
I'm ready.
Probably helps if the paladin isn't stuck.
Yeah?
The Watcher! No!
That's it! Now that's going to leave a scar.
Ouch.
You're not getting through me.
That was a nasty surprise.
Yes.
Keeping an eye out.
Camping is not allowed in this area. Ooh, that's not helping either. Let's go rest outside then. Mental note, don't randomly touch some boxes. It's not gonna go good for you. Camping is not allowed in this area either. Do I seriously need to run into that? See if I can rest in there or something. I may have to run into the inn. I should do that. Seriously annoying having to go all the way there.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
What?
Guys, don't stare at the wall there. We're going this way. We probably would have rested at the Salty Mast as well. I don't want to go there yet. Because there's bound to be some fights and stuff in there. By the way, Night Basilisk, Titan Souls released today.
Hail, traveler.
May have to try that at some point. I'm kind of waiting for to hear how the game is before buying it, but I'm really interested in grabbing it and playing it on stream. Maybe during the weekend could do a should dive into Titan Souls.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Even though it's not very shitty game, it looks like a really good game. A friend of mine who likes that kind of games was sending me a message on Steam that he really likes it. So far, killed 4 first bosses.
Bring back the feisty one. There's a woman can do some damage squeezing her legs together.
Durans has some interesting lines in this area. Hopefully there's no more random bullshit spawning around me.
Eyes open.
So yeah, quite nasty.
What? What? Yes.
Ow.
Yes. Anna! So much free.
I should have known there's
What?
something like this in here as well. Well, I really expected something like this. I should have just sent one guy here to
Come on, get back on your feet!
check the stuff and not all of these guys. Primal what?
Hey,
Eyes open.
There's something ahead.
Paralysis. There's supposed to be only 3 levels on this one. Someone yesterday was saying that I'm gonna hate the shadows or shades in this area as well, and he was pretty much correct.
What is it?
hey. All right then.
Que?
Hey,
Que?
how may I help?
Well,
How may I help?
Ready.
Aye?
No more Spectres.
what?
What a nasty place. It's pointless to attack those shadows. The shades are the
Yeah?
ones that should die. Stay summon the shadows.
Ready.
Yes.
How may I help?
Que?
Ready.
These are goddamn annoying enemies.
Aye?
The fact that they just teleport next to you is so bullshit.
Breathe through.
fact that they just teleport and summon more and teleport more next to your casters is so bullshit. Cannot rest here.
I'll stay out of sight.
That is the fucking dumbest mechanic ever in this game. Cannot rest in here. So I need to run all the way out, all the way back to the inn, and all the way to the shit again. Just to rest.
Hey.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
This place is definitely one of the most shittiest designed areas in the game so far. By far.
Tell me.
Huh? All right then.
Yes.
Hey.
No, that's not gonna be dark. No.
Hey. Of course.
Que? Ah.
Evacuation notice. The notice is stiff with age and salt. Hydran reinforcements advancing. Immediate evacuation of Ondra's gift by the order of Duke Hadred. Oops.
Huh?
Let's try to go like this, I guess. I saved. I really don't want to run out and rest. To be honest. Lilith. Shrieking sobs pierce your ears and rattle the musty rafters of the lighthouse. They emanate from the spectral figure of a woman hovering in the middle of the room. Each heave of her shoulders unleash another hair-raising wail. Get closer. As you approach, the spirit cries take on a threatening edge. The swirling mist around its legs ripples with movement. The black pits of its eyes level momentarily with yours. Back away. Logbook. The logbook expels a thick plume of dust. Foggy, port full. 158 days since sighting the Red Dream. Heavy rain, 2 fishing boats lost at sea. 164 days since sighting the Red Dream. Dark clouds, Adrian ships on horizon. 173 days since sighting the Red Dream. Ship called the Red Dream.
I'll see it done.
Jack of the Wide Waters. Exceptional survival. Kakuma was a famed Amawa swashbuckler and the original wearer of this garment. He sailed from her homeland of Ravatai to the infamous Deadfire archipelago. There she escorted merchant and passenger ships through pirate-infested waters. Among her most frequent clients were Nazdak dwarves, who ventured to the continents to the north on both personal and tribal sojourns. Her fair dealings, bravery in combat, and skill at sea made Kakuma a loved and respected figure in the archipelago and among Nazitagi. Is this for me? More damage reduction, same stuff. I lose athletics, get survival. It is better, I guess. I get the lose reflexes and athletics though. I need damage reduction, to be honest. Fine leather armor. Compare it to this one. Now we can be buddies with ugly armors.
Hey,
Ooh, Lilith Shawl. Aura of Stealth. Perception +3. This cloak feels so light that it's easy to forget you're wearing it. An unmistakable scent of sea breeze, cool and salty, wafts from the fabric. Though moth-eaten and dragged around the edges, it keeps chill at bay. Its faded colors seem to blend in with the surroundings. You found this in the lighthouse of Ondra's Gift. The tower had been uninhabited for a century and a half, and its last occupant, the lighthouse keeper, supposedly died when the Edrons invaded. It was rumored that her spirit haunted the tower still, watching the ships on the horizon. So what is the perception? What do you actually get from that skill? Interrupt, deflection, and reflexes. So it's basically a tanking cloak. And stealth. Get that? Cloak mechanic is cool when you flip it around. Starting to have extras of everything.
I'll see what I can find.
Is there anything hidden here, by the way? Nope, let's go down. Talk to the lady at the door. Maybe she knows better. Well, the quest text kind of pointed to go talk to her. So many loading screens just to go up and down. I need to go back there as well. A bit annoying. And if I need to go just back up there and talk to the lady, it's gonna be super annoying. 6 loading screens just to go talk outside to this guy.
Good day to you.
Have you heard of the Red Dream? Who hasn't? That ship's been running raids for decades now. Used to stop in the New Hamar laden with spoils from raw-eyed traders. These days, I hear she spends most of her time prowling the Deadfire archipelago. Nia points to a ship anchored in the distance. That's her. When she's at port, her captain, an elf named Merwith, takes shore leave over the charred battle in Brackenbury. Believe it or not, she likes her creature comforts. She shakes her head. That is what I'm talking about. When a pirate won't even set foot in the tavern on this side of town, it's a high time for a new establishment. So we need to go to Brackenbury now. Let's go to the inn, and then we go... I guess we go to the Brackenbury. We are pretty much done with this Ondra's Gift area. Whoa, wait. There's a nice shop here.
How do you do?
Let's sell all my junk. Maybe I can buy something nice from him. There should be a button that shows only magical items or something. So there was the Rotfinger claws, which are nice. Belt of Stelgar is also really good. You can actually buy that. The Resolve one is nice. This one is very nice. And this one is very nice. And this one is very nice. I'm gonna buy their belt first. Belts first, I guess. Yeah, let's buy those. This is a druid belt. And dexterity gives you action speed and reflexes.
They won't see me coming.
So basically anyone could use the other belt. I'm gonna take it on myself. I don't have a dex bonus yet, right? Stealth suppressed. Nice. That ring of protection is kinda useless. It's actually totally useless. Also, the gloves of manipulation has the dex bonus suppressed. I'm probably not gonna use the belt on me then. Also, this ring is totally useless. You take it. Faster casting on you should be nice. So this ring is totally useless. Could you use it? Let's give it a go. Yes. She's much better for that. And I'm gonna take a ring myself. Even though it's kinda unnecessary on me. At least I can cast fire spell as well. Having that. Yeah, she's a avian godlike. Night Basilisk. From the Walian Republics. So basically, she's Italian avian godlike. She even has kind of Italian accent.
So, Alaf, have you ever woken up to find your other half used your body during the night?
I don't think I understand you. And I'm not sure I want to.
Well, I've found that if I go to sleep hungry enough, I wake up covered in blood and delightfully full.
She's been quite nice so far. Having actual another tank is so nice. And having her paladin abilities as well.
How do you do?
So Prekenbury next. Prekenbury has the Mafia family house as well, which we kinda angered. So we're gonna go and smash the heads in that place. Just kill the whole Mafia family. Although it probably will reduce my reputation in here. It's not the best anyways, faintly mixed. And in House Dominal, this is the Mafia family. Terror, overwhelmingly bad. So yeah. I had an encounter with their group and... Actually, two groups. I killed the first group because the other group was threatening me, and they had a fancy hat, so I had to kill them. But I didn't get any nice hat from them, which kinda sucks. And then I killed the guy who sent me to do the quest that got them after me. Damn murderous bastard, I've killed everyone. I'm the worst thing in this land. Ignore the Hollowborn. I'm the much worst thing in here. The Charred Barrel, that's the one where we're going. Let's go here. So this should be the nobles area. Raymond.
Keeping an eye out.
Lynette Raymond. Belnar the Black Plague? Pretty much. Lord Raymond holds a shipping manifest in his well-manicured hands. Despite his expensive clothes, he has this shallow complexion, and restless air of a man who devotes all his days and most of his nights to work. If you have business to discuss, make an appointment with my attendant. I don't have time for unexpected visitors. Give a lot. Oh, this is the guy who was gonna get robbed. I've uncovered a plot to rob you. He lowers his papers and looks at you for the first time. Is that so? Let me see that. He scans the parchment with the speed of an expert clerk. How's Dominal? Reputation down? Great. When he returns his attention to you, his tone is brisk and businesslike. You've done this house and the city a great service. I'm certain you will consider this an adequate reward for your labors. That jewel is worth a lot more than 2,000 pounds. Indeed. But the notice of a plot does not carry quite the same value. The corners of his mouth curl into a wry smile. Still, far be it from me to sour a fruitful relationship. Raymond produced another purse. Now, I trust that will be all. The letter was signed AD. Does that mean anything to you? I suspect it means Abracan Dominal, the scion of the house Dominal. A look of disgust crosses his face. A pampered lad, if ever there was one. He's ruthless, I'll give him that much. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the wits to match his appetites. Tell me about the house Dominal. They were once an eminent and admired house, now they are just a den of thieves. Back in the Durwood's colonial days, the Dominals were respected members of ducal court, which is why this was so surprising that they remained loyal to Aeder during Hadred's rebellion. When Hadred and the Durwood won independence, the Dominals lost their favor but not their wealth. Rather than return to Aeder, like other loyalist houses, they dug their heels in here and turned from politics to commerce. He shrugs. In one way of looking at it, they simply partner with the wrong side. Not that they haven't prospered since in their own way. He rubs his jaw. Lately, they've been seeking to carve out a new niche for themselves. One right between Crucible Knights and the Dozens, it seems. What's so important about this gem? The heart of the White March is a nearly flawless diamond. It's also the patrimony of the dwarves of White March. It was seized by an Aedran lord in the early days of colonization, and the dwarves haven't forgotten it. Now the Knights and the Dozens are both bidding for it to make a peace offering to the dwarves. He shrugs. Whichever party buys it, the dwarves will make useful allies for Defiance Bay, especially these days. What will you do now? Lord Raymond pinches crisp, sharp creases into the note. Eliminate the competition. Nice.
Where there's a pick, there's a way.
You say it was stolen from dwarves, so it's basically my birthright to get the jewel. Ah, quest. Let's assign Sagani on the quest there. So in the stronghold you get some random quests. You can throw your non-party members to do the quests. You get some experience on them, and you get some treasure as well. You can buy my cooperation with the gem. I'll take your 2,000 and whatever you gave me. Raymond's servant. The old serving lady regards you with bleary eyes. Begging your pardon, but I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to return downstairs. Visitors aren't permitted on the upper floor. Backhand her cruel. Go back downstairs. I may go slapping her around a bit. Let's save and see the upstairs. She collapses without a sound.
Shh.
Oh, they have drugs here. You don't lose anything from this.
Hey,
Other than the downstairs will probably attack me as well.
I'll see what I can find.
There's something ahead. Where there's a pick, there's a way.
There is the thing. Heart of White March. The Heart of White March is a priceless jewel known for its pale glow and named after an equally famous mountain range it was discovered in. Jewels like this were once believed to attract dragons. Small Hobbit reference, maybe? Just a tiny, tiny bit. It's mine now. Could have used the window
Tell me.
hey,
and sneak in here.
Varathus!
You're not getting through me.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
You're not getting through me.
That's it!
Yeah, you do lose reputation from these.
A simple test.
Keeping an eye out.
It's not the best thing to lose me reputation, because I'm trying to get it on positive. Although it's not much I lost at all. I'm just worried downstairs will be aggro as well. That's what I would like. Let's see. I'm gonna load if the downstairs is aggro, and we'll sneak. Yep, they're fine. Bye bye. I got your Hobbit reference with me, and killed your cards. So I guess since you can side with either the House Dominal, the Dozens, or the
Light, flame, and sound.
Crucible Key Knights, there's the window I could have climbed in. If you side with the Dominals, you probably need to go and steal the gem and give it to the guys there. Hey, Underclan. Although it said the Dozens and Crucible Knights want it as well to make the deal with the dwarves. So I guess I should throw that to one of them. Hello. The young elf is dressed in corded robes that he seems ready to cast off. He picks at a heavily brocaded sleeve and continuously adjusts the gold chain around his neck. He looks at you. Did she send you to run me out of town? You can tell her I'm not going anywhere without that medallion. I told Cyril I wouldn't let her sell it. I'm not backing down, even for a thug like you. He puffs his chest, but glances at the exit. I'm doing good, Shalatik. Oof, ouch, Underclan. How did that happen? Hey, Psycho. I hope everything is okay. I mean, car is just car, as long as you are okay and no one else got hurt. What are you talking about? He relaxes. If you have to ask, then you're obviously not here to shake me down. Cyril's a courtesan over the salty mast in Ondra's gift. We've been working together for over a year now. I find a noble with more money than sense, fill him up with liquor, and send him her way. They have a good time, and Cyril takes her fee and a little extra. He rubs his fingers together. 100 coppers here, a trinket there. It's a bounty for us, and these lords and ladies never notice anything missing. Go on. Anyways, we always split the bounty until a week ago. He squeezes his lips into a tight frown. She takes a necklace off some noble. It's an Engvitan medallion, damn near priceless. Got off work at 7 AM, sun glare was bad, everyone was having problems though, not just you. You have a nice knot on my leg and a bruised shoulder, but I'm okay. Ugh. That's nasty, Underclan. It's good that you're okay though. How badly is the car damaged? I mean, you said it's totaled. Hopefully it's not that bad. That relic is sacred to my clan, but she won't part with it for any sum I could afford. He tugs the gold chain around his neck, and even if I wanted to, I can't go home without it. Tell me more about your situation. What do you want to know? What makes this medallion so important to you? I grew up in Eir Glenfath with the Shattering Spear clan. We Glenfathans have protected Engvitan ruins for thousands of years. It's the one duty the gods ask for us in exchange for the freedom to live as we please. He fidgets with an emerald ring on his pinky. But the treasure hunters looted in the ruins in our territory, and we left the wilds we had dwelled in for generations. Most of my clan mates scattered to the towns around the Durwood and probably lived on a crust of bread. He looks at his embroidered robes with disgust. Restoring this medallion to the ruins would earn us the gods' forgiveness. The Shattering Spear could go home. Let me see that. You have insurance? Nice, that's good. Yeah, definitely Underclan, definitely. Oh yeah, that is pretty badly totaled. What did you hit with that, Underclan? Tell me about Cyril. She's a courtesan at the Salty Mast over in Ondra's gift. She wasn't born to much, but she's done what she has to do in order to escape that. He gazes at the string of amber beads around his wrist. She's a good friend. He folds his arms in his trailing, wrinkled sleeves. Without her, I would probably be living hand to mouth with the rest of Shattering clan. Spear. But this isn't about her or me. It's about... Sorry about that. It's about 40 people in my clan and the way of life we've held for generations. You seem like you've done well enough for yourself. He clenches his heavily adorned hands. It was this or a scrape by in the gutters like rest of my clan. But I would give it all for that medallion. I offer it to, but it's worth more than anything I've got, and Cyril knows it. I still don't understand why you can't take your money and return to Eric Clan Fat. He sighs, arching his neatly plucked eyebrows. Of course I could, but I'm not talking about logic or practicality. A community isn't a place, it's a connection to history and meaning. He makes circles with his wrist, like an anchor. Defending the ruins for the gods gave us purpose. Without that, we are adrift. Does this make any sense to you? It does actually quite a lot. We are bound duty to be wardens of the builders. We do not put relics and riches on a scale and weigh one versus the other. Abandoning the search for the medallion is abandoning his way of life. Yes. Old rusted bucket of a minivan. Ouch. Ouch, Underclan. Glad you didn't get thrown a hospital bill you couldn't handle. Yeah, definitely. He smiles and nods slowly. Then you know what it's like. How to care for something you can't explain. So will you help me get the medallion? I'll see about getting the medallion from Sarel. You'll find her at the Salty Mast. The only way anyone sees her these days is by paying, so you'll have to go through Meya. He fidgets with his sleeve. But whatever you do, please don't hurt her. Hey, Nonton. I think we saw Nonton somewhere else. Begging your pardon? Oh, it's you. Yeah, I remember you. It's good to see you, Will. We had a few rough days here, but then we found this place, and they were kind enough to hire us both. Things have been wonderful. I can't tell you how much we appreciate what you've done. That's the guy who killed his friend just to get the lady, so they could move out.
How do you do?
The man is dressed in neat and functional clothes. His sun-wrinkled skin and limber musculature reflects a life spent in the wilderness. Well met. What brings you to a charred barrel? Is this your place? It's my retirement. He thumbs the bar. Used to be a warehouse back when Brackenbury saw more ship traffic, but it fell out of use when the area became mostly residential. I inherited it from some great uncle who had never had any luck pawning it off on my cousins. Now it's the most popular spot in Brackenbury. The nobles come to upwind, and the kids from other districts come to mingle. He leans closer. We get a few rough types too, but they behave in here. Besides, their coin's as good as anyone else's. First accident ever, airbags never touch me. That's good, Underclan. That's good. It's always very shitty when something like that happens, but at least you are okay, so that's good. Who are you? I was a cartographer for the Duke for decades. He rubs his neatly stubbed cheek, crossed the White March half-dozen times, and mapped most of the ruins of Tainbog. He grins, flashing a gold tooth. A good career, but one suited to younger men. When I came back to Defiance Bay for good, Cliver and a few other friends in the Knights helped me get the rights to refurbish this place. There's strong ale, quality entertainment, and fresh sea breeze. He raises a mug. What more could a man want? Show me your menu. Telia is ripping you off. Telia Sonera is well, Sonera, and well, it's Telia Sonera now. It's one of the biggest ISPs in Finland as well, and it's state-owned, and it's one of the, well, it's not one of the crappiest, it's like the crappiest possible We used to have their connection when I was living back at home, and it was such a nightmare. Always broken and garbage. So happy I was able to get another ISP when I moved here in Oulu. This has been working very, very well last 10 years. Oh, bandits. Hello, bandit leader. We'll chat with my associates.
Slowly
Sure.
now.
Although recently my connection has been having some issues. Disconnecting randomly a few times.
A blade in the dark.
Best thing is that Telia blames Solo Internet hacker attack that happened 2 years ago. Nice. Yeah, the Teliasonera in here was also super incompetent, mega expensive. Their customer service was total garbage, and their speeds were really, really shit.
I'll see it done.
And when I moved here and switched to a different ISP, it was like, oh, you get actual customer service for a cheap price, and it's really, really fast and works all the time. What is this magic? Mervith watches you through the calm rimmed eyes. She puts her hand on the hilt of her blade, jangling the jewels that hang from her wrist. We don't know each other, stranger. Best keep it that way. Someone at the old lighthouse in Ondraskit was looking for your ship. It was too American, you mean? Bell, you just described Comcast. Yeah, it's kind of in the same vein as those Undercloud. It's not as bad as Comcast. Definitely not. It's still a... When you put Comcast and that Teliasonera to next to each other, the ours is so much better still. It's nothing like Comcast yet. But it's pretty bad. I didn't beg you for a liar. At least not from what I've heard. She looks you over, narrowing her eyes. But that doesn't mean I believe you. She leans in, her voice a low hiss. You'd better explain what gave you such an interesting notion. The last lighthouse keeper watched for your ship every day. It's in the log. No. Her snarl flashes cold tooth. She turned me out. We were poorer than fishermen who live there now. And when she learned I had put food on our table with stolen coin, she told me that if she never saw me again, it would be mercy of the gods. Her darkened eyes are filled with rage. I had nowhere else to go, and it was a rough life until I rose to captain. She ignored Adrian's advance to stay behind. I think she was waiting for you. She turns her eyes away. She was always so stubborn. I forget sometimes where I got it. She gulps down the rest of her wine. I'll go. Perhaps it will give both of us some peace.
And what does the flame reveal?
Need something? Will do.
Huh?
I guess the car is not repairable, then Undercloud. It looked like in a pretty shitty shape though. So it's probably quite expensive to repair if possible. It's total, okay. House Dominel. Sanitarium. Nice. Let's check this open square here and that house. And I think we are gonna go knock some heads in the House Dominel, and then we check the Sanitarium.
Slowly now.
Talked to your dad already. Guess we are going to part out the good health of the car. Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Oh, Dundred Agent. Is this a Hatred house? Karen. This is the Cypher place. That's the Cypher I was told to go talk to. Hello.
Hello.
The Orlon man is surrounded by books and scrolls. His wiry hair stands nearly on end, and his ears prick up as you approach. You carry whispers. Caednua, Gilded Whale, old voices indeed. You're a cipher like me, I'm guessing. He grins, revealing a row of dagger-pointed teeth. You guess what you must surely know. My own modest abilities suggest that yours are most formidable. Would be quite useful here, of all places. His ears twitch downward. A pity then, that my duties for Lady Web require me to focus my talents elsewhere. He regards a table piled with scrolls. What brings you to Dunrud Row? Show him Penhelm's affidavit. Is this affidavit real? It's signed by you. He holds the page, but seems to stare through the words, as if at something woven in the fabric of the paper. Kern bares his pointed teeth. I remember Penhelm. A preening peacock of a man, his mouth dry and hands moist, when I told him he was a sole descendant of Edran General, one who had fought against Hadred's rebellion. He scans the affidavit, a forgery, and not the first I've seen. He hands it back to you. But I have no time for the knights and their obsessions. Bring this to his commander, Cliver, and show him the seal. He points to the wax stamped by his forged signature. If he compares it with another, he should be able to spot the difference. Alot's gaze flickers to you. Doom a man for a soul of the god gave him seems rather unfair. It looks as though you could use some help. Karen wags a cloud finger. Not at liberty to discuss my work, unfortunately. Drundro years only. A civilian would need the confidence of Lady Web before I could share. What are you so busy with? His small furry hands gesture expansively at the papers before him. Hollowborn, growing unrest, and the ever-present political intrigues. With so many missing souls, missing persons are the least of our concerns these days. Tell me more about your skills. I checked for soul connections. Looking for lost things, missing things, or troublesome things, particularly where people of power and influence are concerned. I'm a cipher. In Air Glenfath, we were once known as Brishhalgwyn Mind Hunters. Nice title, yes, but it wasn't until the Animancers began working with my kind 40 years ago that we truly understand our power. Now we make some of the best detectives in the world. Tracing souls, we can look at the person and see where they have been, or look at the weapon and see who has touched it. His nose twitches as he looks at you. Useful for solving crimes, as you can imagine. Now you feel bad weather coming like an old man? Nice, Klaus. I actually had a bike accident as well when I was I think 15. I was going downhill on a bike and hit this going fairly fast downhill, and I hit this like a pothole with the front tire, and I flipped over the bike and landed on my back and cracked 2 of the ribs in the back here. And then the bike landed on me, on my head, and I got a concussion from that. And it took several months for the back to heal, and the bones on the back didn't heal properly, so they're fused together now. 2 of the ribs there. And I also have the superpower of an old man, feeling when the bad weather is coming and getting golden stuff hurting because of that.
I'll see it done. I'll see it done.
Was nearly paralyzed from the neck down from that. What's that flashing thing there? Money. Oh, there's a door there. Is there no doors? Someone important must be in that room.
I shall be discreet.
Yeah, I'm gonna be gaming probably still from my grave, more or less. If Lady Web wants to see you, she'll send to me. Okay. Gaming is something that just doesn't leave you once it gets to you. Rayman has been joking that one day we'll have retirement homes that are basically just massive LAN parties for the elderly of our age. So it's gonna be all of us just gaming still in the retirement home. Which is probably very, very true. I can see myself still playing games, streaming shit when I'm in a retirement home. Probably through some kind of head jack computer system implanted in my brain or something, but we'll see. Pelham's face is white. You just talked to that little cipher, did you? One of my novitiates told me he had seen someone in the records room. He takes a slow step toward you, extending his hand. Give me the affidavit. I've done nothing to you. His other hand comes to rest next to his sword. Cheer up, you always thought you were someone special. Soon everyone will know you are. As Penham reels from the news, a finger jabs your side. You can smell Hiravias next to you without turning to see him. I say this was with all due offense. You make me sick. Kill a man for his actions, make him suffer for his words, but don't punish him for the soul he didn't choose. He draws his sword and spits at your feet. I won't let you ruin me over this. Oh, Hiravias didn't like that. It's fine.
Hey,
I'm ready.
It's not really my fault he's a lying bastard who ruined someone else's life
hey,
just to get where he was. Beyond plausible and hilarious.
Need something?
I'd be surprised if those are not happening already. Psycho.
What? Yes.
It's not yet. Very soon.
Aye?
I'm quite sure the
Well?
Yes?
Crucible Knights are so happy that I kill a bunch of their novitiates.
Que?
I seem to be making enemies out of everyone in this city.
Hey,
It's like a skill I have. Old people dance the revolution land party. Better, maybe. Ooh.
Need something?
Don't kill my healer, please.
Ready.
I guess we are not showing the affidavit to the commander then.
all right then.
So all the old men. It's gonna be old ladies as well, Klaus. It's not gonna be just old men. Animancer. Let's go fight with the House Dominal. Old kids together. Nice. Yes. Ark of the God. Solmar the Shaggler. Shackler? What's the name? Solmar the Shackler, a slaver from Riyadh Seras, has arrived requesting a prisoner to buy. He was nearly set upon by brigands on the road, but your patrols intervened. I can sell Nurid to him. I have a prison dungeon in my own keep, and I took this Nurid guy as a prisoner, and I can sell him as a slave. Accept money. So not only am I a murderous bastard going around killing everyone and stealing and looting everything, I'm also a slaver that sells people to slavery now. I fit right here in this land with all the other people who are quite nasty.
Good
Hello.
day to you.
The burly man eyes you warily. I don't recognize you. What business do you have with the House Dominal? I'm just here to loot the place and kill anyone in my way. For once, a line that's just what I was gonna say. It does not have online Undercloud. It's only single player. And yes, it is pretty much a D&D. It's pretty much like Baldur's Gate 3, and Baldur's Gate was using a D&D system. And this one uses pretty much the same system, just not saying that it's the D&D. So they kind of changed a few things around. Even the spells and everything is very, very D&D-like. And then they just did their own world, which is still very D&D-like. So it's like Baldur's Gate 3 without the licensing. And it's very damn good, because that... Let's just kill everyone. No need to lie about my intentions. I lost some reputation there. I think. Yeah. Well, I'm losing Dominal reputation. Doesn't matter. I've been very surprised. Not surprised. Well,
All right.
positively
Whatever crimes they
surprised
commit,
by the
their
game.
interior decoration is impeccable.
I expected it to be quite nice
I'll see
RPG.
it done.
But it is so well done.
Light, flame,
I really
and
like the
sound.
story. I've really
We'll keep to ourselves.
got into it so much. That's the Abrakan Dominal. That's the leader of the family.
You're not getting through me.
Hey,
What is it? So much for you.
From what I heard, there are many references to many games. Yeah, there is a lot of references in this game. A lot of stuff. If you look
You're
for
not
those.
getting through me.
Like the Hobbit reference we just saw earlier. I got this this Heart of White March. The Heart of White March is a priceless jewel known for its pale glow and named after the equally famous mountain range it was discovered in. Jewels like this were once believed to attract dragons. So it's not Hobbit at all, no.
huh?
And it was stolen from the
Of
dwarves who like to get it back. Animans in modern age. Nice. Hello.
Leave it to me.
You thief. Correction, I'm a dwarf myself. I said when I was stealing it's my birthright.
A simple
Steal it back
test.
to my people. So I'm just recovering it back to our people.
I'll see what I can find.
Have fun, Psycho. Good luck being productive.
You're not getting through me.
No loot?
Be cautious. Be constant.
For a crime family, like a mafia family, they definitely have fairly crappy protection.
Varanthus!
Laying low.
Just a couple guards. Not even spellcasters or anything at the door. Although that was just the first floor, but their main guy, their Scion, was at the at there and he's dead now. This is one of the factions you can join in this place. And it's pretty obvious we are not joining it now.
You're not getting through me.
I killed one of their key family members in the tavern earlier because she had a fancy hat and I was kind of hoping to get the
I can
fancy
do
hat.
that.
I'll see what I can find.
But it was just the same hat I was already wearing, it just looked different on her head. Those rifles hurt, or whatever they're using. That's probably armor. So is my blunderbuss. It's like a shotgun. It does so much damage. Takes forever to reload though, but it's a good way to start the combat. It's just boom, you're dead.
You're not getting through me.
I need to get the specialization for the blunderbuss and shooting in general. Reload faster.
Die!
For Anthus!
Oh, about taxed to my limits.
You're not getting through
Blunderbuss
me.
is a shotgun. It is pretty much.
Leave it to me.
Of course.
I pretty much tried it just for fun because it sounded like a fun weapon, and I've really
constant.
loved the weapon.
Leave it to me.
Oh, this looks fun. That's a cipher. That's a wizard.
Yes.
Yes?
Wizard and cipher and cipher.
What? Yes.
Hand cannon. Technically, it's supposed to be a rifle.
How may I help?
You're not.
Quest failed. Changing the guard. Oh, that's probably
Getting through me.
that's probably the quest to choose a faction. To be these House Dominal guys. Ooh, exceptional rapier. Spellbook. Lots of rings of protection. I have excess amount of those already. Any nice spells? Oh, I know all of them. Oh well. There we go. Exceptional rapier. Holy accuracy. That is super accurate weapon. That's like 13 accuracy on that weapon. And 30% more damage. Oh yeah, that one. Probably not the best idea to watch someone play GTA when you had a car accident yourself just a moment ago. Twitch seems to be having issues.